What's up, guys? So I'm back with another video, and today I want to talk about self-love. Self-love comes right behind having a strong mind. If you're weak-minded, you're never gonna have self-love. Off the rip. Loving yourself is super duper important, because when you love yourself, ain't nothing else in the world gonna matter to you. When you love yourself, other people's opinion don't count. When you love yourself, you will do more for yourself. When you love yourself, you will take better care of yourself. What was that LL Cool J song? Who do you love? Are you for sure? Who do you love? I do what I gotta do. Who do you love? Do you love everybody else more than you love yourself? That's not good if you do. Do you even love your girl more than you love yourself? Do you love your mom more than you love yourself? That's not cool. You put yourself first. Love yourself. Alright? Well, you say, Carter, I really don't know how to love myself. Let me start by saying this. A little time ago, I didn't love myself either. No one taught me how to love myself. I used to drink. I used to eat unhealthy. Don't get me wrong, I do have drinks every now and then. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I have drinks every now and then, just not every day like I used to. I used to do drugs. What did I said eat unhealthy, right? Because I didn't love myself. No one taught me how to love myself. There's no book that you come out with out of the womb that tells you how to love yourself. But I'll tell you one thing. How I learned to love myself. First, what I did was put God first. I started learning about God, and I learned that even though I'm by myself, which is I'm really not, because God is always with me, whether you believe it or not. This is what I believe. God is always with me, so I'm never alone. Never alone. I know that God loves me, which helps me to love myself. Okay? If you're just a spiritual being and that's what helps you love yourself, more power to you. Whatever helps you is what helps you. I'm talking about my situation and what helped me. I put God first before everything. This is what helped me to learn self-love. When I prayed that I wanted to love myself, when I prayed that I wanted to do better, when I prayed that I didn't want to be alone, I started feeling better. I started feeling better. And God will start putting things in front of you, these obstacles, to make you learn how to love yourself. Like I said, nobody taught me how to love myself. Put God first. Second, eating healthy. When you eat like shit, you feel like shit. You cannot love yourself when you feel like shit. You can't. When you start eating healthy and you start feeling good on the inside, you start to love yourself more. Okay? Eating healthy is a major thing to self-love. Because if you loved yourself, let me not push it. Let's keep it at that. Another thing, working out. Working out helped me to love myself big time. Big time. When I started working out, I started feeling good. I started looking good. I started loving myself more. Facts. Dieting, working out makes you have self-love. Okay? As I'm working out more and I see these results after a while, you start loving yourself more than you loved yourself before. When you think you loved yourself and you start doing more for yourself, you start loving yourself more. Put God first. Go on a diet. Start working out. Another thing that improves self-love, besides praying and talking to God, look in the mirror and start talking to yourself. Look in the mirror and say, damn, look how good I look. Look in the mirror and say, wow, I feel better. Look in the mirror and say, wow, you're doing good. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Start complimenting yourself. That's what self-love is. When you start building up, you start getting a little bit of self-love. Then your next step, you know what you should do? Start taking yourself out. It sucks in the beginning, bro. It sucks. When you gotta do things alone, I'm gonna be honest with you, it sucks. But I can deal with it because I love myself and it doesn't bother me as much because I love myself and I'm taking myself out. So I'm going out by myself with a smile on my face. Would I rather be with somebody else? Yeah. But I'm okay with that. Start taking yourself out. Take yourself to the movies. Take yourself to the gym. Take yourself out to eat. Take yourself on a walk. Take yourself on a bike ride. Take yourself to the museum. Take yourself to the beach. Start taking yourself places. Then when you get to that place, say, damn, I love myself. I love hanging out with myself. Convince yourself that you love yourself. Convince yourself. When you start saying these things every day, I love you, I love myself, I'm starting to look good, you are going to start believing that because it's true, first of all. It's not like you're just trying to play yourself because you do love yourself. When you keep telling yourself these things, you'll start to really actually love yourself. Start doing things by yourself. Okay? Learn things. Start learning things. Say, I want to be smart because I love myself. Pick up a book. Go to a museum, learn about dinosaurs. Go to a museum, learn about about King Tut, or whoever. Knights in shining armors. Whatever you want to learn about. Start doing these things for yourself. And if you have habits like smoking, like drinking, like doing drugs, you cannot love yourself. You have to drop all of that first. If you have bad habits because you are depressed, you need to drop those habits. I'm going to talk about that in another video. Right now I'm just talking about self-love. Not everybody has problems. They just don't know how to love themselves. So I'm going to make this video, just on self-love. When you have self-love, you start to love everybody else. When you have self-love, you start attracting other people who have self-love. When you have self-love, you are happy as a whole. You're happy. When you don't have self-love, you're unhappy. When you hate yourself, you start to hate everything else. It's so important to have self-love. You have no idea. Put yourself first. There's a difference between being happy, you know, for a moment or two, just for the moment. And then there's a difference with being happy every day because you're happy with yourself. Even though things may not go right, you're just happy with yourself. You know what? This happened to me, but I don't care. I love myself. You could get through life so much easier, so much happier, if you just love yourself. Once you love yourself, everything will be love around you. You'll start surrounding yourself with love. When you hate yourself, you'll start hanging out with people that hate themselves. I used to smoke drugs and I used to do bad stuff because I didn't love myself. I knew smoking was bad on my lungs, but I kept smoking because I didn't care about myself. When you start to care about yourself, you might even stop dropping bad habits because you're saying, if I love myself and I know I'm killing myself, then I know I need to put these things down because I love myself more than I love these drugs, this drink, this bad habit, these bad foods. Learn to love yourself. Do whatever it takes to love yourself. Start Googling it, how to love yourself. Read a book. I'm pretty sure somebody made a book on how to love yourself. I'm sure somebody made a documentary on how to love yourself. One thing I will tell you, it ain't gonna happen overnight. You have to build up into loving yourself. Don't think you're gonna tell yourself, okay, Carter said to love myself, so I love myself, and you think you believe that, and then the next day you're planning to wake up and start loving yourself. That ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Every day it's hard. It's like a job to love yourself, and then once you start getting used to your job, let's call it, it starts flowing. It becomes natural. Quick example. Forget the example. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying. It's hard for everything. There's nothing in this world that comes easy. Self-love is hard to do in the beginning. Then once you get used to loving yourself, it'll just become a second nature. And then everything will be better for you. Do whatever it takes to love yourself. That's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Shout out to the Bean Team. If you're keeping it 100 with yourself, you're part of the Bean Team. And if you're part of the Bean Team, hit that like button, so I know how many people are keeping it 100 with themselves and with me. Shout out to the Bean Team.